An announcement that AEW made is, along with the city of Arlington, they have announced that they will be doing a stay of 6 events at the Esports Stadium in Arlington, Texas, throughout July and August. These will be specifically for Collision episodes, along with the ROH Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view on July 26th. But they'll be doing collisions there July 20th and 27th, and then August 1st, 10th, and 17th. So this is an interesting experiment that AEW is doing, working with the city. This is about a 2,500 seat arena. So this is not one where, I mean, you are running the same market for 6 weeks, and it's at a level where I don't think they're necessarily going to be filling this all those weeks. But it's certainly, I would imagine there's potentially something that they are getting in from the city for this. And I'm sure there's a lot of fixed costs by being able to just stabilize your set and certain production in the city for a month. And it probably, there is some savings attached to this for AEW doing it this way than taking, and they're still going to be touring with Dynamite. So it's not a case of all their TV being done out of here.
Well, I mean, at least from a production standpoint, you're essentially kind of turning this into your performance center or Apex, you know, and enjoying all the cost benefits of just having all your cameras set up in one place and not having to drive things around.
Who's the one production guy who's got to stay there for 6 weeks and just manage all the equipment while everyone else goes home?
I do think that's an interesting question. Like, does the crew, if they don't live in Texas, do they fly in and out every single week? I mean,
you know the talent's going to be, and I wonder, I would assume a lot of production are not going to be just taking an RV to Arlington for the summer.
I guess they'd be doing that anyway, right? If they were to travel across the country. I mean, you know, that coupled with whatever possible site fee or payment or tax, whatever, you know, numbers that they might be getting.
Do you think Brandon Thurston could contact the city of Arlington? Because Texas has been so great about disclosing these types of agreements, and maybe there's a reimbursement agreement that he could locate.
I would guarantee he's probably already done so, or at least attempted. I don't know if I'm guessing. But it poses like a different way that, you know, we're seeing Tony Khan utilize what he's created in the brand of Collision to try to monetize it. Judging by like recent ticket sales for Collision events, do you think this poses like a more viable way of like making money off of Collision?
I don't know if it's necessarily making more money off of it, but I think it's probably less expensive to do it this way.
Therefore, you might be making more money, right?
Yeah, I mean, in certain ways. Like, I think you're cutting costs, and by that design is going to be
your TV money's the same.
More viable.
Your biggest hit is of course ticket sales. And how many tickets have they been selling recently for Collision?
I mean, across the board, like we're looking ahead like a month, 2 months from now. Like these advances continue to be, you know, very low when you're looking at some of these places they're going to. I don't know what the latest is, but next Saturday, they're at the MGM Grand Garden Arena for Collision the night before the pay-per-view, and they're like around 2,000 for the MGM Grand. Like a lot of these, like looking here, they've got. Like after the Kia Forum, they're at like 4,500. And then after that, it's like 1,500 in Palm Springs, 2,000 in Loveland, Colorado, 1,100 in Council Bluffs, Iowa, 1,800 Des Moines, Iowa. So you get the sense here. Like it's a lot of these, like they will probably hit 2,000 in some of these markets, but like they are not killing them dead for either show that they are running.
I just can't see Tony committing to something like this, you know, 6-show deal at Arlington unless financially it was more attractive than what they're doing right now. I have to think this is a much more attractive option.
And the question is how this goes. Is this something you can try out in other markets? Would there be that kind of openness from other places to basically do a residency for
Las Vegas?
Would they be necessarily interested in like 6 weeks of like AEW Collision at like a Vegas, like at a casino?
Well, I mean, I mean that's a great question. I imagine WWE and TKO themselves might be asking. You know, is there room for a residency, a weekly residency where you go up, show up to town, watch wrestling, and they get paid?
from just an aesthetic standpoint, would you expect that it's going to be a lot of repeat customers every week? And do you think that you are sacrificing a bit of atmosphere here, which, AEW, like that was the calling card for so long, was just these amazing crowds you were getting. That's definitely subsided. And I do think like 6 weeks here in Arlington, it's not like people are traveling to these shows to experience AEW. And I do worry if it's going to be kind of a burnt out audience of just trying to get 2,500 people each week, which I do not think they'll be able to put that many in consecutively each week.
Well, we all lived through the pandemic where there were no crowds. So, I mean, maybe
you'll have to put the guns in the front row for some of these Arlington shows.
You might have to. I wouldn't. Maybe the soundtrack comes back. I'm not sure. But like we've seen the worst of it. And I mean, we see it every single week in NXT, and I think nobody really ever complains anymore.
Listen, the NXT crowd, like they are not dead crowds. I mean, I don't know if there's like some sweetening that goes along with it, but you never get the sense like
it's also
that crowd seems like, dude, they are on Team NXT, and they are pretty boisterous each Tuesday night.
It's also a smaller room. You're talking this esports place is what, 2,500 people?
About.
I mean, even if they section it off, they could make it look and sound full enough.